August is ending and we are only a few days away from Prime video game season. Quarter 4 in this industry is always a hype-filled rollercoaster of big releases, big acclaim, and unfortunately big disappointments. September is the start of this cycle and the hype train has absolutely left the station. Here's a look at some of the highlights. On September 7th, Spider-Man will be released for the PS4. The game's developer, Insomniac, began their endeavors as a Sony darling, creating classic PlayStation titles like Spyro and Ratchet & Clank. They have drifted away from Sony, only occasionally developing Sunset Overdrive as an Xbox One exclusive, but they largely have stuck with what they know. And with Spider-Man, they are sticking with their PS exclusivity. The title of the game is Bare Bones, foregoing a tagline to signal a reboot and separation from the last Spider-Man focus entries. Footage from the game has been spectacular, and the open-world web slinging is something to be coveted. We will absolutely be slinging big webbies. Puddles be damned. Shadow of the Tomb Raider arrives September 14th. The resurgence of Lara Croft has been a glorious sight to behold. The 2013 reboot was critically and commercially successful, and it breathed new life into a franchise that was in danger of being left behind. The acclaim was deserved, as it offered an engaging cinematic story and well-rounded action-adventure gameplay. Fans of the Uncharted series would have felt the similarity and appreciated another suspense-laden and lore-driven escapade. The sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider, debuted in 2015 to less fanfare, but did expand on the series' mechanics, introducing more of an open-world aspect. On the 14th, we will see the third entry in the series, and Lara Croft is looking as badass as she ever has. This time around, the game is developed by Eidos Montreal, who take over for Crystal Dynamics, and it will still be published by Square Enix. Eidos Montreal have, for the last handful of years, been deep into development on various Deus Ex games. Could we see some spillover of mechanics? Maybe. NHL 19 will be available September 14th, with a 3-day preview given to those who have EA access. I'm an unabashed hockey fan and have been playing the NHL series for years. Recently, the games have stagnated a bit, which is a risk you take releasing them every year at the same time. During the beta period in early August, I spent a lot of time playing around with the new Ones mode. It's a continuation of sorts from the NHL 18 Mode 3s. In Ones, you and 2 other players are set into one half of a standard regulation rink, with the obvious goal of scoring the most goals. The gameplay feels pretty exaggerated and has an arcade style, big crushing body checks and just ridiculous goals all around. And it's really fun. I do appreciate being able to jump into an arcade mode. I think it's more accessible than the standard gameplay. But again, I have been playing the NHL series for years now, and I really hope they make some core changes to the game, although I'm not sure if that's going to end up happening. The overall game didn't feel too different from what I played in the beta. However, being the homer that I am, I will be getting this no questions asked. Those are the 3 titles that jump out at me for September, but here are some other ones that are coming out. We got Dragon Quest XI, God Wars: The Complete Legend, SNK Heroines, NBA 2K19, Undertale finally comes out for Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 gets a big expansion called Torna: The Golden Country, Valkyria Chronicles 4, Life is Strange 2, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and the month will end with FIFA 19. This is not every game that's coming out in September, so I do recommend going to look at a full list and see if there's anything that I didn't mention that you may be interested in. But I would appreciate if you could let us know in the comments what games you're thinking of getting, and if you appreciated the video, like the video.